Hey guys, so I am here to talk about Sunday's game against the New Orleans Saints. My last video, I thought that the Saints were 3-2. Boy, was I wrong. They were 1-4 at the time. Now they are 1-5 because we won 19-25. Well, 25-19. But okay, so all this time, I thought the New England Patriots were just playing sloppy football and getting all these penalties. When come to find out, it's not the New England Patriots playing sloppy football, it's the refereeing because the refs have no idea what they're doing. And it's really incredibly frustrating. And I have no words for the atrocity that was the reffing on Sunday. And I saw a guy a Boston sports radio guy who was talking about the fact that the refs need to be checked for gambling because they do it for players and players get into wicked trouble. But the referees, like some of these penalties, the Patriots had 11 penalties on Sunday, and they've been averaging games per average this year, been averaging 25 penalties a game, like for every team. It's not just the Patriots. Like, this is a problem. And then Sunday night, the Kansas City Chiefs go and get 0 penalties. Police. But we all know that the NFL wants Taylor Swift in that poll, so they're doing everything they can to get the Chiefs back up over 500 and into playoff contention, i.e., they're cheating. But I digress. I say I digress a lot. But that it was ridiculous. Like, they overturned 1 or 2 Patriots touchdowns. They overturned like 3 huge yardage plays. Like, Stephon Diggs caught a 51-yard pass that was overturned for offensive pass interference. And then Keyshawn Booty goes and makes the exact same play, the very next play, like literally the same movements, everything, nothing, no penalty. So it's just really sketch. This refereeing is super sketch, and I think refs might be betting on games and then trying to control the outcome of the games. So they might want to look into that because sketchy, something's happening, something's going on. And I mean, as long as it's not costing games, which it very well could have because they did overturn Patriots touchdowns and Patriots like 50-yard plays and huge chunk plays. It wasn't like, I don't know, like back them up 5 yards or 10 yards. It was like huge plays. And I cannot say enough about the mental toughness of this team because a lot of teams might have had a couple touchdowns overturned on BS penalties and then just really gotten frustrated and been like, I give up. What's the point? But we still went out, and Demario Douglas got a touchdown. Keyshawn Booty got a couple. I mean, Demario Douglas got 2 touchdowns, and one of them got overturned. And then Keyshawn Booty went and scored the next touchdown. Excuse me, I'm still not better. I still have a cough, and it sucks. But it was just it was good football outside of the stupid penalties. And I don't even think the penalties are the Patriots playing sloppy football or they're even their fault. I think the refs are trying to, maybe even the NFL, are trying to control games. So that might be something that we have to look into. But it was so nice to wake up on Tuesday morning and be number 1 in the AFC. We have not been number 1 in the AFC since like Tom Brady was our quarterback. And I mean, Drake May, I don't know why I was going to call him Baker Mayfield. I have no idea. But Drake May, literally, he's so exciting to watch. Like, he's making big boy throws. And he's getting to the point where he can be surrounded, having a rush coming at him, and he's not panicking. He's still looking downfield. He's still stepping up. He's still like keeping eyes downfield, throwing balls, making completions. I don't know if you saw the throw that he made on Sunday where the guy literally had his t-shirt like 10 yards behind him, pulling, and he still completed that pass. He is making some pretty crazy throws that I don't know how I feel like part of the turnovers that happened against Pittsburgh, which if we hadn't turned the ball over 5 times against Pittsburgh, we would probably be 5-1 right now instead of 4-2, which is wild. Absolutely bananas. But if he hadn't tried to play hero ball at that point, it didn't work. But this time on Sunday, it did. Like he was surrounded by the defensive line of the Saints, and he like flings the ball over. He doesn't even like not even throw. He just literally like tosses it, and Travion Henderson catches it and converts. And that's like plays that would go against the Patriots in the past and would cause so much angst against for fans because we're like, how in the world? And here we are doing it to other teams. We're number one in the AFC for this week. Will that continue? I don't know. Drake May is in MVP playoff or MVP talks. I think the top three potential candidates are Baker Mayfield, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, and then uh, Drake May is number 4. But Patrick Mahomes is the MVP, like, please. And they're just sus, and I don't like that team. And that's how people used to feel about the Patriots. I get it, but I don't know. Tom Brady's way better than Patrick Mahomes will ever be, and Rob Gronkowski way better than Travis Kelce. So I am just really excited about football, and credit to the offense because they came out literally 3 plays in a row, just boom, 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 march down the field, touchdown, 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 2-point conversion. So they just went for it, and that was exciting. And it's really exciting to see. I did hear talks that they're heavily pursuing like another wide receiver. So we'll see. Like, I'm excited that we actually have receivers that can get open. I haven't seen that on a Patriots team in a very long time. And the defense, I still don't know how I feel. Our run defense, phenomenal. Run defense is otherworldly. They've been holding some pretty fantastic running backs to minimal yardage. And like our run game could not get it together on Sunday either, which Antonio Gibson went down with an ACL, so now we only have 2 running backs in Travion Henderson and Ramondre Stevenson. And I don't know if it's a combination of the backs just not being good enough for that, which I don't think, because Ramondre Stevenson, when he can hold on to the ball, pretty good. But it could also be the O line, like their pass protection is holding up way better than their run defense or their run offense, but they're not making holes like they should. But that's gonna get better. Like what the offense used to, or the offensive line was for the past couple of years to now is a world better, and it's really exciting. And I cannot complain about Will Campbell. And I'm I'm not a I'm actually not upset at this point, like where we are now, watching the Patriots and thinking, man, we lost the first round pick because stupid Gerard Mayo had to go out and win the last game of the season last year. And then we go and we draft the left tackle. That has been game changer. So I'm excited about the future of the Patriots. I can't believe we're number 1 in the AFC currently. Like all is right in the world again. I can't believe that we are 4-2 when 2003 and 2004 we won 4 games total, and now we are 6 weeks into the season and we've already won 4 games. So Drake May, light years ahead of where he should be as a second-year quarterback. I'm so glad that Mike Vrabel is our coach. Love that guy. And just so much better than Bill Belichick. And I mean, Bill Belichick was good, but I think the last like 5 to 10 years of his coaching tenure in New England just started to go downhill. And what they did to Mac Jones is literally atrocious. And I am really glad to see Mac Jones like succeeding in San Francisco, but I'd still rather have Drake May. That is the only good thing that came out of the Gerard Mayo tenure. That and going and getting Mike Vrabel. But we are 4-2. We meet the Titans on Sunday, and I feel like that's a game we have to win because they just fired their coach. They're in transition. They're probably not in a great place. This is a game that you go into Tennessee and you win, and we could be walking out of there 5-2. And if you had told me, like, if you had told me that Drake May was going to be this good this year after training camp, like what we saw over the summer, I'd have been like, no way. Because he was really streaky over the summer. Like, kind of watching him, I'm like, okay, this is not going to be a year that he's going to be great. And he's an MVP contention. And that's wild. And they asked him about it, and he's like, MVP doesn't matter. Like, I want to win Super Bowls. And I love that. Love that. And we might actually see the playoffs this year after missing the playoffs for like 3 years in a row. And Josh McDaniels, still don't know if he's my favorite offensive coordinator, but I cannot complain fully. Sometimes I can. Sometimes I'm like, why you got to run it every second down? Why? But they did pass more on Sunday than they ran. But it's just exciting to be a Pats fan and to think that we've got potentially like a generational left tackle and a top 5 quarterback who is only going to get better. You're going to see New England in the Super Bowl again, and we are going to win. Book it. I can't wait. And Sunday should be fun, especially if we keep going and Drake May keeps impressing. And I am thoroughly impressed. That's my quarterback, and I'm so excited. And I'm glad Mac Jones is gone and being successful somewhere else because I'd rather have Drake May. But go Pats, and hopefully when I see you again, we'll be 5-2.